who identify themselves as environmentalists, because out of environmentalism has come a series of narratives which are almost by definition green. They're environmental narratives and they've achieved a certain amount, but what we've seen is they haven't achieved enough because they're not reaching enough people deeply enough to animate their choices.
Everyone's going to get something different. I came in thinking about this as a social movement. Trying to make it.
Okay. So the point of, if you remember, the point of Plan C was to try and start to find a narrative that focuses entirely really on the opportunities available to us on tackling this agenda rather than the problems, which was an interesting challenge. The way we did it is we spent time as a group then sort of all trying to come up with some just key phrases or words that summarise nuggets of what that narrative might be, and we put them up there, talked about them for a bit, and then people kind of put 3 dots on them, and the usual kind of approach, which I'm sure you're quite familiar with. And then I went off and took that away. I went off to kind of draft 3 sentences, and that's because I personally totally refuse, point blank, to ever draft by committee. And that's just not allowed. So that's what I went.
Bob made an interesting insight that the typical redneck views environmentalists, and all of us, as grey ponytailed bedwetters with our panties in the toilet. Panties of what? I'm so sorry. I apologize. So that's, and we were trying to work out, surely there's a way we can say American wind and sun is better than Russian gas or Middle Eastern oil, but we were trying to work out how to do that. And he said this thing that, he said, the problem is I conveyed to my constituents, I'm the smartest guy in the room, and that's the worst, the worst thing you can do. As we were saying, it's important to respect the audience, but it's really hard because when you read climate science, you want to scream and go, "You're all fucking idiots! We've been doing this for 30 years. It's really obvious. We just keep doing it. Why has nobody realised it?"
Had sketched, and as I say in NASA, we've got a problem in Brussels. We really couldn't agree at all, I think, on